Blessed day we have. Trying to find a sweet spot here. So glad that we are able to come together. And we're going to be in Nehemiah chapter 6. I appreciate Bill reading that. And Bill's back there helping with the kids during the sermon today. He's been doing that for the last 3 months. And if you want to help, I believe there's a sign-up sheet back there. If you want to help, sign up to help with children's class during the sermon. He'll be happy to have help, I know. And this is exciting Sunday. We're going to be starting meeting in our growth groups tonight. If you're in my growth group, we're meeting at Alan and Becky's house. So please go there and we can help you with going there. And also have something exciting to announce. We got Greg and Kathy Rand have decided to join our family. Is that right? Yeah? Great. If you stand up, some people don't know you. Yay. Good. Glad you have. So welcome back. Greg and Kathy were here in years past and now years future. So it's good. Good to have you back. And I know there's others visiting here. So glad to have you here. It's just a very exciting time. I am convinced and convicted how many people are searching for a good church home. I was talking to somebody yesterday. It's really a blessing to be at the soccer fields. You know, I'm sure Hubert's the same way, but since we live in Vandalia, my son is at part of the soccer field there at the Vandalia Rec Center. And just talk to people, hey, do you go to church homes? Like, no, we're looking. And there's a lot of people looking for a church home. I just want to encourage you to be bold for Christ. Be bold and just ask somebody. No one's going to give you the stink eye. If you ask them, do you have a church family? Do you have a good church family that you're part of? They're not going to say, how dare you? You what? You know, they're not going to give you that. If they do, then you have your answer right there. And if they do, tell me about it. I'd love to hear that story. I'm sure that'd be exciting. So I just want to encourage you to definitely be bold for Christ and ask people. Just ask them how they're doing and where they're at. This story in Nehemiah is very interesting. And here, Nehemiah, the walls are finished, okay? But the gates are not in, which is pivotal to the walls being effective. The walls were finished, but they were not effective because the gates weren't in yet. And those gates are massive, okay? These are massive gates. So it takes a while for them to do it. And so they're still working on it. And so it's interesting how the Sanballat and Tobiah and some of the others there, they understood that the time to attack was now. The time to stop this was probably their last chance. It's interesting because these walls had been this way for well over 100 years. They're about to be finished with them in a short order. I'll speak about this, next time about how long it took because it's very exciting. But they were this way for over 100 years. Why? Why so long? If it could have been fixed. But so many of us deal with that, don't we? Why do we wait so long to get our life in order? Why do we wait so long to get healthy? And there's reasons why. There's things that get in our life that cause us from doing that. And so Sanballat and Tobiah, they weren't friends, but they were trying to meet up with Nehemiah. They're trying to meet up with Nehemiah, and they use this guise of friendliness. Hey, let's get together. Won't you come over here? And we'll meet at Starbucks. We'll talk and just share what's going on. And they know that they've had issues with each other in the past. And Nehemiah knew that. And they weren't friends. Have you ever been invited to a meeting to get together from someone that's not really your friend? Yeah? Doesn't it make you ask why? Why do they want to get together? It makes you ask is like, what are they going to ask from me? And of course, we all have those friends. The only time they talk to us is when they need something. Right? It's like, they say, oh, how you doing? It's like, fine. And you just always are wondering, what are they going to ask from me? And I'm sure Nehemiah was thinking about that. Why are they wanting to get together with me? Now we know Tobiah, he was a Jewish person. And so they really tried to use the desire of acceptance to get to him. And the devil does this, doesn't he? The world does this with us. They probably said, they sent this letter 4 different times. Okay? They sent it 4 different times. Say, hey, let's come together. And I don't know what all was written in there, and maybe it was changed a little bit in different times they sent it. Let's make things better. Let's get together. It's interesting that they wouldn't come down where he's at, isn't it? And Nehemiah, I believe he's a pretty wise person. He saw these things. And so Nehemiah knew that they were scheming to harm him. And maybe you've had this in your life. Someone that's wanting to get together. Someone comes in the guise of friendship, of social acceptance. And really they're trying to get you. They're trying to get you to say something where they can use it against you. And they're really out to hurt you because they have certain issues, they have certain agendas. And so this is what Nehemiah is dealing with, okay? Proverbs 26:23-25 says, like the glaze covering on earthen vessel are fervent lips with an evil heart. Whoever hates disguises himself with his lips and harbors deceit in his heart. When he speaks graciously, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Not a good thing. Proverbs 12:26 says, one who is righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wicked leads him astray. Someone who has got evil intent towards you and comes to you offering help, be careful. And Nehemiah understood this. This is wise. It's almost like someone who's thinking, you know what, I eat really unhealthy, but I eat that one salad a week. Maybe I'm a healthy eater. No, it doesn't work out that way. Or this person that thinks, you know what, I eat really healthy all week and I eat, pizza one time a week. That doesn't make me an unhealthy eater as well. So someone who is a known person against you or against Christ coming to try to get close to you, be aware. Be careful about that person. Because there's 3 attacks that these people did on Nehemiah. The first one was that social attack. Okay? Trying to get you, reach you through your desire to be accepted socially. The next one is attack through reputation here. Read with me, Nehemiah 6:5-7. In the same way, Sanballat, for the 5th time, sent his servant to me with an open letter in his hand. In it was written, it is reported among the nations, and Geshem also says it, that you and the Jews intend to rebel. That is why you are building the wall. And according to these reports, you wish to become their king. And you have also set up prophets to proclaim concerning you in Jerusalem, there is a king in Judah. And now the king will hear of these reports. So now come and let us counsel together. What a bad guy to do this, right? This attack through reputation is hurtful. And it's interesting that he sent an unsealed letter. There's a reason why that was written there. The other letters were probably sealed, that you probably see in movies where they put some wax on it, put their ring in it, and they seal it. To know that this is a private conversation. And now they're doing it. It's like, you know what? They're planting a seed that this is out in the open. What I'm saying here, everybody is hearing. Everybody's talking about it. And I'm telling this to all people. Facebook. Right? That's an example of this right here. Someone posts something on there. And so treacherous what this could be. He's twisting the motives for building the wall. Isn't it irritating when people tell you why you're doing something? I know this is why you're doing that. This is why you're giving me a gift. This is why you've come here. That's so irritating. It's like, if you want to know why I'm doing this, ask me and I'll tell you why I'm doing this. But Sanballat and Tobiah, they're saying, you're building this wall because you want to be king. You want to rebel against the king. And I'm going to tell the king what you're doing. Now remember who Nehemiah is. Nehemiah is a cupbearer to the king. A friend to the king. The king sent him there. Right? And he's saying, I want to tell the king that you're trying to rebel against him. I think they were trying to make him mad. You remember my lesson last week in chapter 5, Nehemiah got really angry. Okay? Got really angry with the Jewish people and said, this is wrong how we're taking taxes and usury from our own people. making our own people be our slaves. And he got really angry with that. And they noticed that. Say, Nehemiah got angry, got really angry with that. I think they're trying to poke him, trying to make him angry, trying to use his anger against him. Because it would make me angry if someone tried to turn me against one of my friends, especially someone who is very influential like the king. He says, the king's going to know what you're trying to do. The king's going to know that you're turning against him. So these guys are pretty bad. And then the third way that they really try to get at him and try to attack him is to try to betray him within the church family. All right? The Jewish community here. And so this is awful what was going on, verses 10 through 12. Now when I went into the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, son of Mehetabel, who was confined to his home, he said, let us meet together in the house of God within the temple. Let us close the doors of the temple, for they are coming to kill you. They are coming to kill you by night. But I said, should such a man as I run away? And what man as I could go into the temple and live? I would not go in. And I understood and saw that God had sent him, but God had not sent him, but he had pronounced the prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. So this man, Shemaiah, he was probably a priest in the temple. And they were using him against Nehemiah. Doesn't it hurt when you feel betrayed by your own family? By your own church family? Shouldn't happen. Should never happen. And I hope it never happens here. Hasn't happened that I know of since I've been here, and hopefully it never will. But it might. It might happen at some point. And so they're using every possibility to get at Nehemiah. Because they really take this is the last chance to stop this, the finishing and effectiveness of the wall there in Jerusalem. So they use someone that should have been on Nehemiah's side. This is someone that Nehemiah went to his house to visit, and this a priest probably. He should be on Nehemiah's side defending Nehemiah, and yet they're using him to attack him. Now these kind of things happen in life. Okay, sad to say. But Nehemiah was strong in his convictions, and his convictions were to do for God. His decision was like, I'm going to build this wall and finish the wall and make an effective wall, and that's my goal, and these guys are not going to take me away from that goal. So Nehemiah really had a blessing to be able to discern. And that's something that we need to be able to do, this ability to discern, and us Christians, we need to know this, be able to do this. 1 Corinthians 2:14-15 says, the natural person does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are folly to him, and he is not able to understand them because they are spiritually discerned. The spiritual person judges all things, but is himself to be judged by no one. We need to have this blessing of being able to discern things, like Nehemiah did. I believe the Holy Spirit helps us with this too, but we should have this wisdom to be able to discern if this is from God, if this is wise. It's not that we're going to be perfect, we're going to make mistakes. But we need to be able to discern, this person doesn't have my best intentions in mind. This person is trying to trap me. So he was able to test the spirits and see what the true motives were. And that's a question. One must ask, what are the other person's motives? Especially if someone had been against you in the past and they ask you, hey, let's get together. One way to find out is simply ask, why do you want to get together? I think that's okay to ask. Especially if you've had a history of not having a good relationship. Simply ask. And even if they're untruthful, you can kind of tell how they answer. It's like, yeah, this isn't going to go good. You just need to be careful. So whose interest do they really have? And most people have their own interests in mind. Definitely not yours and maybe not God. So it should always be God's interest that should be the most important and not self. All right? That's a good thing to know. And the conclusion here, I want us to bring this about what is our wall today and what is your wall. All right? I'm going to talk a little bit about this. Evil will use any way it can to thwart the advance of God. And your wall, like I've mentioned before, your wall, personally, is your relationship with God. the devil and his minions would do anything they can to thwart your wall, your relationship with God, from being strong. And he'll use these things. He'll use social approval, reputation, and pride, and maybe from their own family, physical family and maybe spiritual family, to ruin your relationship with God. He'll use anything he can, like Sanballat and Tobiah. The devil will use anything to ruin your relationship with God and keep you from making that whole. Of course, if you don't know Christ and you never got baptized into Christ and have joined our family, he's going to do whatever he can to keep you from coming to him. And you may be thinking, okay, I need to come to God. I'm building walls. I'm learning about God. And I'm making good relationships with people at church. But it's not finalized until you put the gates in place. And we know that Jesus is the gate to the Father. We know Jesus is the gatekeeper of us going to heaven. No one else. And maybe if your relationship with God has gone bad, he's definitely going to use pride. The devil's definitely going to use pride to keep you from mending that gate, mending that relationship with God. So what are other people going to think? I'm going to tell other people are going to find out that your relationship was not good. Because when you come out and say, my relationship with God needs to be better, obviously that means it's not as good as I want it to be. And I can tell you, I believe my relationship with God is good, but I want it to be better. I'll always want to be a better person. Hopefully you do too. I want to be a better Christian. Hopefully you do too. That should not be a secret. That we always want to be better. We strive to be better people. We strive to have our walls that defend us against evil should be better. We should not give up on that. So like Nehemiah, we need to know what our focus is. And our focus is, of course, to glorify God, to love our family, physical and spiritual, and to reach out to the lost. That is our goal. And if anything's going to take you away from that goal, you can know that that's not from God. Like Nehemiah said, he answered every time saying, I'm about building this wall. I'm not going to leave what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not going to leave what's important to me. And things are going to come to try to distract you from building your wall and reinforcing your wall with God. You have to stay focused. You have to stay true. It's like, no, this is what's important to me. I'm not going to let myself be taken away from what I'm trying to do, from being strong with God. And if you haven't gotten baptized, haven't come to the Lord, then the devil's going to try to distract you, saying, you know what, you're okay. You got plenty of time. I'm sure Sanballat and Tobiah would have told Nehemiah, look how fast you're going. You're doing great. Take a break. Relax. You deserve it. Don't trust those people. The devil will do the same thing. You're coming to church. You're doing a good job. Take a break. Slow down. You're going to come to God so fast it won't be healthy. The devil does these things. Okay? Put your faith in God completely. Nehemiah did. Nehemiah wasn't going to listen to other people. He said, I'm going to be about God's business. And I want to encourage you with that. And that's such a great thing that we can learn, that we're going to have opposition to us to keep us from building our wall, a healthy wall with God. The devil saw that with Jesus. And he was tempted 3 times as well. It's interesting, isn't it? He's not going to give up. I know there's a few people in our congregation that are struggling. And I tell everybody who's going through a tough time, you know what, you're going through a tough time and the devil's going to come down twice as hard now. You think, if things are really bad, the devil's going to see that and say, you know what, David's really under a lot of stress and he's being attacked. I'm going to relax a little bit. Poor guy. The devil's not going to do that. The devil's going to call 7 others to say, let's get them. This is our chance. Let's attack. And that's what Nehemiah understood. They saw a weakness and he was being attacked. And if you are coming close to coming back to God or coming to God for the first time, you're going to be attacked in every way possible. and after 2. The devil's never going to stop attacking you. Getting baptized is the beginning of a difficult life with God. I mean, it's a great life, wonderful life. It's so much easier to come to God. It's like marriage. You know, marriage isn't the end. Finally, the battle's won. We got married. Thank you for laughing, married people. So all of us that are married know that getting married is just the beginning of the journey, right? That's why the romantic comedy movies end the movie when they get married. Because movie 2 can be depressing. Making a decision to get baptized and come to Jesus, that's the easy part. The hard part is living it. And that's why they were attacking him so much right then. It's like, we have to stop it. We have to stop it now. So don't be discouraged when you're attacked. When you have these attacks, take it as a great compliment. I bet Nehemiah took it as a compliment. Wow, they really see me as a threat. They see me as a threat against what they want, their selfish intent. I feel pretty good. I say the same way. When you get attacked by the devil and get focused so much on you, wow, the devil's afraid. And you can be boastful in God. Not in yourself, in God. Be boastful. God, you are giving me so much strength. And Nehemiah, I love he prayed. He prayed in this chapter, in chapter 6. He says, God, give me strength. I believe it was in verse 9. He said, God, give me strength to withstand this right here. So where was Nehemiah's hope and trust in his foundation? It was in God. So when the devil comes to push and tear down your wall, don't be boasting yourself. No, I'm strong. I'm strong. No, I'm strong in God. Amen. I'm strong in God. God is my strength. He is my saving grace. So the message I want you to hear this morning is that if your wall is being attacked, if your wall is not strong, if the gates are not even put in place because you haven't come to Christ and gotten baptized, then you need to do something about it. Don't wait 100 years like the Jewish people did. But work on it now. Take the step now. Be the Nehemiah in your own life and take charge and come to God and get your walls solidified. If you need the prayers or you need to come to God, please come forward as we sing this song.